Welcome back. Welcome back to another Beeline to Passports. My name is Joe Batista. I'm your host. And tonight we have a special guest. His name is Mr. Chris Taylor. Chris is an actor, also a musician. Chris, welcome to Beeline to Passports. How's everything and how your career started?
Man, everything is good. Always good, dude. No matter what.
Awesome, awesome, awesome.
Yeah.
Let us know, how your career started, and also, basically your uh, childhood. Tell us about where you're from, your education, how you become an actor, and all that great stuff for to our audience learn from you.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you for having me, buddy. I really appreciate it. Yeah, I'm Chris Taylor from St. Augustine, Florida. I lived there my whole life. It's not a bad place to be. So, grew up on the beach there, fishing and surfing. Had a fun childhood.
Nice.
Um, Liked playing baseball a lot and had a good time. I got one little brother, 2 years younger. Uh, We were raised right next to the beach on a little island, actually, in between the beach and the river. So
Nice,
yeah,
nice.
it's pretty cool. A lot of good memories. And I still live there. And it's kind of interesting. My kids, I have three children, and they have all either gone to all the same schools I went to, elementary, middle, and high school, or getting ready to go to all the same ones. So
Okay.
yeah, so it's kind of cool to be in the same town for so long. It's neat.
Nice, nice. And San Agustin, they have a lot of story.
Yeah.
Is the first town of the United States
Yeah, it's the nation's oldest.
city.
Yep, European started still in use continually ever since it was started. Always been a growing city.
Yes.
Yeah, it's the oldest one, and that's one of the things I do there. I'm actually a pedicab driver or rickshaw, some people call it. It's a bicycle taxi.
Uh-huh.
So I do history tours through the town there.
Oh, nice,
Yeah,
nice.
yeah, we do history tours, taxi rides, and we also do highly offensive fake history tours, comedy tours as
Okay,
well. Yeah,
okay, nice,
yeah. So,
nice. My honeymoon was there 17 years ago.
oh wow,
Yes,
cool.
we decided to go to San Agustin for the honeymoon, and that was pretty cool. We did the tour, and also we were doing the mystery tour, looking for spectrums.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yes,
There's a lot of that.
we did that. My wife wanted to do that. Okay, let's do it. And we went to the different area, the jail. We went to the cemetery.
Mhm.
We went to Bahia Matanzas
Yeah.
area. That is
Beautiful area.
beautiful,
Yeah.
beautiful area.
I love it down
I
there.
love San Agustin.
It's a good place to be, dude.
Yes,
I
yes.
love it. I got no desire to move away from there, honestly.
That's awesome,
I
man.
like traveling and seeing everything, but it's nice to come back home to St.
Awesome,
Augustine.
awesome,
Yeah.
awesome. And in your family, they have anybody involved in the entertainment industry?
So I have one. He'd be considered a cousin, I think.
Hmm.
That is an actor.
Okay,
Yep. So one, and he actually lives in Germany right now.
nice.
Yeah. But I'm the besides him, I'm the only one that's an actor, and it's not. I always thought it would be really cool to be an actor. And I thought it would be neat, but I didn't think it was something that was possible.
Hmm.
I just didn't think that that was a possibility. I thought you had to live in LA. I
Okay,
thought you had to know somebody, so I never pursued it.
okay.
Um, and I got lucky one day, I guess, blessed, whatever you want to call it. I was in a tattoo shop getting some work done,
Hmm.
and Damien Chapek came into the shop to ask the owner of the shop if he could use the tattoo parlor for a scene in a movie he was doing. And he was in there introducing himself to everybody. And he looked at me and he said, "Hey, you look like you could be a bad guy in a movie."
Oh, wow.
And just joking, I said, "Well, it just so happens I am a bad guy." And we kind of hit it off, and he let me be part of that film. And he kind of opened my eyes to what's possible. And anyone can pull it off if you put in the work to it, it turns out. And
Nice, nice.
yeah, so
That is, that's how many actors and actresses in the world has been discovered.
I've heard that.
You
Yeah.
are on a place, they have one director or casting director and see you like, hey, can we talk because you can be part of this project. I'm gonna give you an example that I use because a friend of mine, her daughter, used to have the same talent agent. Then this story I'm gonna mention in a second, and the person basically was on a shop, bakery in this talent agent walked through and saw the girl like is a female. Like, can we talk because we're looking for somebody like you for this show?
Yeah.
Okay. And they said, we need to talk to your mom. And they talk to the mom. And after they talk, now she is the star that she is. I'm gonna tell you the name in a second. I know
I'm
I have you
curious
there.
now.
You're
Yeah.
curious. But my friend, she's been in the entertainment industry for many years, since she was a child, singer, and then she got married. She have two beautiful girls, and the girls they want to pursue the career in music and also acting, and they took the person to the same casting director and a talent agent, a casting director, and they start working together until they saw this picture of this girl, famous from Walt Disney. Now you're getting into okay, who
Yeah.
is okay. Uh, I'm gonna describe her, and you probably gonna get the name. Red hair. She's a musician. She's a singer. She was a partner with Zendaya on this TV show. I'm gonna tell you the name in a second. I continue
Oh,
that, but I'm gonna let me finish that. I'm gonna give you the it start with B, the name.
okay.
Uh, getting to think. Okay, then what that happened when that opportunity came, they give her the opportunity. She become a, a main character on this TV series on Disney Channel.
Wow.
From there, grew Disney. When you turn 18, right there is a transition. They probably hold you maybe for other show. They change your character, and if the show is is a great show, maybe they keep it, or they decide, okay, let's change your character or change this basically show and make another show, then you become a star. But in this particular case, after they finish the 7 or 8 seasons of the show, imagine, 7 or 8 seasons,
Wow.
you making money.
Yeah.
They decide to change and separate this Zendaya from the redhead.
Okay. I don't know. I can't think of it.
Okay, I gotta
I'm
tell you. I
sorry.
gotta tell you when we come back.
All right.
uh,
Sounds good.
but definitely, that is the story of many, many actors and actresses.
Mhm.
You probably on a subway, and they see you,
Yep.
and
You just never know it. I heard that's how Harrison Ford, he was like a carpenter building the sets, and they pulled him in one day because he had a certain look to fit something. So
yes,
you just never
yes,
know. But you got to be out there and be present and be mingling and talking to people and be open minded. And
and start basically opening and do networking.
yeah,
I always on the show said you need to network,
oh yeah,
because if you don't network, how the people gonna know what you do?
Mhm.
and how they're going to open the doors for you to continue doing, acting or being part of this entertainment world.
Yep.
That is something very important. But I'm gonna give you the name as soon we come back from the commercial break. But let's take this short commercial break, and we'll be right back with more of Mr. Chris Taylor here on Beeline to Passports on GKI Radio. We are back. We are back from commercial break and great music here on GKI Radio. My name is Joe Batista. I'm your host, and you're listening Beeline to Passports. And tonight we have an actor and also a musician, Mr. Chris Taylor. Chris, the redhead that I was telling you, her name is Bella Thorne.
Okay. Yeah.
Bella Thorne, she was discovered that way. She was discovered in a um, coffee shop kind of bakery.
Wow.
And my friend, then they used to have the same agent uh, for her daughter. That's she told me then, how they discover her. And like we mentioned on the previous segment, there was like that for many many people, and they have other actors like in the modeling world, or they were in working in let's say a shop, and hey, I
Hmm.
want to talk to you because you have these looks. Or some models, that's another thing, some models they become actors, or in part of the business is on the modeling is learn acting, because you are in front of a camera. If you are a runway model, you are acting,
Uh-huh.
because you are walking in that runway, but you have a lot of cameras and you need to pose to the cameras, and you learn how to face the cameras. And that's why one thing go hand to hand to the other,
Hmm.
being an actress or actor in modeling. But yeah, Bella Thorne was discovered that way. You mentioned Harrison Ford and many others. They've been acting, were part of the acting world. They were discovered that way. Others because their fathers they were involved of this industry. Um, Give an example. I was watching this TV series, and I saw a guy like that. Guy looked like Clint Eastwood. Yeah, that's Clint Eastwood's son then he's an actor,
Yeah.
a good actor as
Yeah.
well. And
Hmm.
they have many others.
There's a lot of them. Yeah.
Yeah,
Martin Sheen and then Charlie Sheen. Oh, Ben Stiller, his dad. You
yes.
know,
And they
there's a lot of
have
them.
my wife told me the other day, you saw this guy, you see the movie A Man Called Otto. uh his son is in the film. You know who I'm talking?
Yeah.
In the son, it was there,
Mhm.
and look alike completely. And sometimes that's they do. They use their son as part of the movies because they look alike. And okay, let's do my version when I was younger.
Uh-huh.
And they use their sons or daughters. Sylvester Stallone, they have the three beautiful daughters, and one of the daughters is an actress,
Okay.
and she's working her career as an actress in this world. But it's part of the business.
Yeah.
Or you discover, or you grew in the family and you desire to be involved on this. Chris, in the last 2 or 3 years, project that you has been involved.
So I just started acting last year, actually.
Okay,
Yep. So I've been acting about 9 months now.
nice.
Yeah. So but I got pulled into the Damien Chapa project, the Mexican Connection. So that was my first one. And then he showed me how to go about getting gigs and doing auditions and everything. So since then I've done some real small roles at first. I've had a couple of lead things. I've probably done 11, 12, or 13 projects total. Um, but I'm trying to the coolest one I did recently is a show that's going to be called Cubicles, and it's kind of an office setting, but I get to play the redneck, one of the management guys of the office. And it
Okay.
was really fun because it's part of it is improv, which was kind of neat. I hadn't done that yet, and it was comedy. It was my first time doing comedy. Because of my look, I kept getting casted as a bad guy quite a bit, um, which I swear I'm not a bad guy, but they kept casting me for that. I did the Seven Roses
Yes.
on beach shackles. I got to do some stunt stuff, which was cool because I have martial art training, so it was nice to be able to do that. Um, uh, geez, I got two coming up, South Seminole and WTR Cities, which will be cool. I've done a lot of little stuff. I did a music video one for somebody that was kind of neat, something different. Uh, so basically, I just got on these casting calls. I just try to audition for every single one.
Then you find it.
Yep,
Yes.
every one that I can, and I've treated it like it's a full-time job, which has
Yes.
been tough. I'm losing a lot of money by being an actor
Yes. Yeah.
because I'm missing my regular work. So,
Yes.
but I'm trying really hard, and one thing is I'm putting in. I try to be remembered wherever I go.
Hmm.
I did something in Miami just as an extra. I drove all the way down there just to be an extra, but it was for Flick House Productions, which is kind of a bigger one. So where they had a bunch of extras. There's probably 50 or 60 of us, and they
Hmm.
had us split up into groups. And I get everywhere early because I want to be on there and ask if I can help with anything and meet everybody. And for this one, I was in the first group of extras. So I went out, did my part. I After my part was done, I ran to my truck, I shaved, I did my hair different, put on different clothes, and jumped into the second group of extras
Nice.
and walked out like I was supposed to be there. And the director said, "Hey, weren't you just in the last thing?" And I said, "Yeah, I was Chris in the last one. I'm Christopher in this one, if you don't mind." And he's like, he kind of smiled. He said, "All right." He said, "I'll let you do it." And then after that, I went to the truck again and changed to put a hat on and jumped to the third group and came back out. And he's like, "Dude, you're kind of pushing it, aren't you?" And I was like, "If you let me, I'm going to push it as many times as I can." And he's like, "All right, this is the last time though."
N-
But just by doing that, I got to be in three different scenes as three different people in the
Nice.
movie, and I'm pretty sure he'll remember me.
Yeah. No, definitely.
So
Definitely.
that's yeah. So I'm just hitting it super hard. Everything I can get, I'm trying
Yes.
to do.
Yeah, and the in the industry, this is something that we need to understand. Uh, First, you're going to lose money
Hmm.
because you invest time, because it's basically what you invest in time, because you're preparing yourself for the role. Then you're gonna notice they're gonna start coming,
Yep.
the money start coming,
Yeah.
and some projects and people they start seeing, oh, that's Chris. Hey, let's call him for this because he's good on this. Let's call him for this because he's good for that. And when you basically develop your name,
Yep. Absolutely.
and people they're gonna start calling. And a good thing is, and you mentioned work hard, because people going to see, oh, that guy is a hard worker, that
Hmm.
guy does everything right, he's on time, he follow instructions, he continue, showing up. Doesn't matter is we start at 5 p.m. or we start at 6 in the morning.
Hmm.
He's there on time, follow the instructions. They will call you for the next one.
Yeah.
And that
Absolutely.
always, always, always is an advice for anybody out there. Uh, in this industry, is hard, but if you work hard, they will pay.
Yeah, it does. I've been doing it, like I said, less than a year. I did the first handful of them for free,
Hmm.
just to get known. It's just like my business my pedicab, the bike taxi thing.
Correct.
I didn't make a whole lot at first. You got to put the time in with any business. But now, less than a year, I'm getting paid for things now. It
Yes.
might not be a lot, but this time next year, who knows? You keep doing it. I
Exactly,
think it could
exactly.
go anywhere.
And did you get regular customers as well?
Hmm.
You people that goes to San Agustin often,
Hmm.
and you treat that person well, they said, "Give me your contact because the next time I want you to be mine." A guide,
Hmm.
or the person they write me during all this time. And same thing with the acting.
Yep.
When you get involved on this, you need to treat everybody well, and people they start calling you, and the people they're going to use you on their different projects in all the areas, because they have the in front of the camera and behind of the camera. And we said in other shows, you need to learn both sides to get the whole industry
Absolutely.
and
Yeah.
learn everything that you need to learn in the industry, in front, behind, and also you network. Because sometimes, um, I've been involved in projects in front of the camera, other projects behind the camera, but in front or behind the camera, I network, and they've been calling me to do behind the camera or working in front of the camera,
Hmm.
because people they start giving that opportunities,
Yeah.
and that is very, very important. The person that I mentioned earlier, Tom Hanks, a man called Otto.
Yep.
That's the name of the movie. Tom Hanks, he did this movie, and his son Truman Hanks is the younger version of him in the movie.
Okay.
and
Wow.
and that is some of the business. That's how it works. Like, okay,
Yeah.
let's do these two sides and let's see how they work.
Uh-huh.
But
Yep.
yeah, that is some tips right there for our audience. Let's take another short commercial break, and people, remember to drop your comment or question if you would like to hear them here in our show. The number is 407-476-9059. Say my name, Joe Batista, followed by your name and your comment or question. And you can also hear here in Beeline to Passports on GKI Radio. We are back. We are back from commercial break, and this is GKI Radio. My name is Joe Batista. I'm your host, and tonight we have our friend, a singer, and also a musician and an actor. And tonight we have Mr. Chris Taylor in our show. Chris, um, tell us what your project right now and that you are involved and looking to achieve during this a year.
Sure. Yeah. So, I guess the most recent one I just finished was a short film called Pink Slip,
Okay.
which is going to be really cool. I'm the lead. It's a neat story. It's about a hitman. The lead guy, and I pull off this crazy heist, and I take the money back to my wife. And our plan is, as far as I think, we're going to leave the country and start this new life together.
Okay.
And I can't give everything away, but let's just say it doesn't go like that. She has different plans. So,
Whoa.
but so with that film, well, I should say first, with Seven Roses, um, Bobby, the director,
Mhm.
had been following some of my Facebook stuff and seen the music I was making. So he made a neat clip of me playing one of my songs and putting in kind of parts of the movie into it. And it got me thinking about how it would be neat to make music for film. You know, there's so many things in film you can do. You know,
Yes.
I've helped out with the sound before on a few films, just to even ones I wasn't hired on as an actor, but just to be around it, like we were talking about, to get in the back behind the scenes too and learn everything. And so with Pink Slip, they let me write the theme song for the show. So I wrote a song for it, or the short film, I should say, the lyrics and the music and everything. And we just went and recorded that day before yesterday. Got that in there, and then there's another film coming out that I'm doing one for.
Nice.
Uh, Jasmine Vasquez.
Uh huh.
Yep, she
Yes.
has one. So and that one I'm doing it a little different. I'm not writing like a theme song. I've made like the background music for it. Yep.
Nice.
So I'm
Nice.
recording that Wednesday, and then another film, Shotgun Wedding. Yep.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
He's just to give you a heads up here. Mr. Chris Taylor is gonna have his music as part of our project Shotgun Wedding. His song is gonna be the theme song for the movie, the short film that we finished filming in December. Now we're in the edit and the post production part. And he is basically the voice and the music in that Shotgun Wedding. And you will listen that very soon. And as soon we have that ready to go, and we put it on the film. I also, and I promise that I'm going to add it to the show, that the people gonna listen the song here in our show.
Cool.
Then people can listen songs from Mr. Chris Taylor.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you very much.
Awesome,
Yeah.
awesome. And you've mentioned, and this was behind the scene here. Then Chris has been working hard with some areas, personal area, to become who is Chris right now. And I want you to bring that and tell us what was the challenge that you have in life. Then you overcome and you try to be a better you to move forward in life. Tell us.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, I was kind of you could say a troubled teenager.
Okay.
I got in a lot of trouble, didn't do real good at school, ran away from home for a couple years even, at a pretty young age. And so what all that led to was alcoholism and drug addiction.
Okay.
And I went real far down that path,
Wow. Wow.
as far as you could go, honestly, you know. And so now I've been clean and sober for about 2 years.
Good.
And but I'll say that it's a hard thing to do when you're in the throes of it.
Hmm.
You know, there's so many excuses that don't seem like excuses, but you could tell yourself, I can't because you have to go through some sickness to get off of
Yes.
these things.
Yes. Yes.
And I remember telling myself, well, I can't miss work right now. It's just not the right time. Or I have too much stuff to do, and I'm taking care of the family, and I have all this stuff going on. I just don't have time. But once I get caught up on my bills, I'm going to take a month off. But that never happens if you do it like that.
Hmm.
People say it's just not the right time, but any minute of the day is the right time to just
Yes.
do it. And the way I looked at it, well, not at first, the way that once I made it through some of this, looking back at it, I could say that, say you've just been on drugs a couple of years.
Hmm.
Um, so what is 1 month out of your life to detox and to start working on yourself compared to that couple of years of wasted time?
Yes.
It's no big deal.
Yeah.
It's hard to get through and all. And I could say I didn't do it by myself. I don't think it's possible to do by yourself. Maybe for some people it is, but from what I've seen, it takes a group.
Hmm.
You need to be in a group setting, and to have somebody that's done it and been through it before to help kind of guide you. That's what made a big difference for me. Is I tried stopping on my own a handful of times, and it was did not work out at all.
But a good thing is this. It's like anything that you want to do in life starts with you.
Hmm.
You took the decision
Yeah.
to change from who was Chris 2 years ago
Yep.
to this new Chris. And it started with you. I'm very proud to hear this. And, and I basically gonna clap because you decide to change, to transition from the old Chris to this Chris
Yep.
right now. And you see also changes in your life because
Mhm.
2 years ago you might have that dream, "Well, maybe I've been a movie." Now you've been in movies.
Yeah.
Now you've been doing other things. You've been moving step by step because it's step by step. It's not a people think and you're gonna run. No, no, you need to do step by step, and you're gonna see the transition, and you will see it. You've been seeing it slowly in these last 2 years, and a very bright future.
Yeah. I can't even. It's hard to even put into words how much better the last 2 years is and continuously gets
Hmm.
compared to before that.
Correct.
My business that I had, the bike taxi thing, has multiplied. I own more than one bike now. I have three of them.
Awesome.
Um, the acting thing, when Damien came in the shop that day, if it had been the old me,
Hmm.
I wouldn't have been in the right mindset to seize an opportunity that came along.
Correct.
And then there's just so much stuff I'm getting out of helping other people and doing things to help.
Yes.
That's something that I didn't realize the benefit of before.
Yes.
So it just opens up a lot of doors to get your stuff together and to start pursuing what you want to do. And it's never too late. I'm in my 40s, and I pulled it off that late after doing it for a long time. So
And
it's
again, you made the decision.
yeah.
You were the one that said, "Okay,
Oh,
I'm gonna do it."
so making the decision is the hard thing. You have to make it, and to commit to it, I had to ask for help.
Exactly. Exactly.
And that's a hard part for a lot of people is I think asking for help and putting out there what the problem is. But that was the big first step, like you said, make the decision.
Hmm.
And then as soon as I made it, I called my dad, I called my brother, everyone that cared about me, and told them there's a problem, I need help fixing it, and let's figure it out. Then you have a group figuring it out together,
Correct.
and that's how all the doors open for me.
Awesome, awesome.
Yeah.
And like always we said, people out there is listening this and they might be in this kind of situation. And you heard from Chris, he decided to make the changes, have a group of supporting group, and that his supporting group has been helping him to continue this path for the last 2 years, and he's doing great. He's seen it. He's seen the transition. He's seen the changes because he decided to change something uh, that will help him to transition what is gonna be for the future. That's awesome. That's awesome. But Chris, let's take this commercial break. And people, thank you for being with us here in our show, learning about Mr. Chris Taylor story. And we'll be right back with more of Beeline to Passports on GKI Radio. Welcome back. Welcome back to Beeline to Passports on GKI Radio. My name is Joe Batista. I'm your host. And tonight we have an actor and musician. His name is Mr. Chris Taylor. Chris, plans, future plans, what you're looking to do in your career as a musician, also as a actor, and also your social media, your IMDb, and the people start following your projects and also following you.
Yeah. So my plan. So when I originally got into acting, I had told myself, because I have kids to take care of and I have a full time job also. I said, well, I can't just pass the opportunity up. I'll give it a year, see what happens.
Hmm.
And so since it has gone good, the new goal is obviously I'm going to keep doing it. And but um, for the acting thing, I'm going to here soon in the next couple months. I've been paying my dues, I feel like, and trying to
Yes.
get out there and meet people and network. And I'm going to get an agent finally and do that, which I think that'll take some of the load off of myself. Trying to get all the gigs myself it's a lot of work, but I think it's at the point where I'm going to get an agent to help me. Um, I've got to start um, doing more stuff on my IMDb page.
Yes.
Um, as I, the truth is, before I started acting last year, I had never had social media in my life,
Okay. Okay.
and so Damien and Michael Ochaterena, another guy that was there, that's been a huge help to me. They said, Chris, you have to have social media if you want to do this. So I started it. So I'm new to the technological thing,
Okay.
but
Yeah.
so I'm going to put some time into learning it better and figuring out how to make it all the way it should be, I guess. So those are my main goals for acting: get an agent and start learning more computer stuff and getting myself out there on that. Music, which kind of just happened in the last couple of months. I've always played music.
Hmm.
I have some goals with that. I want to continue to make music for films.
Okay. Good.
That's
Good.
been really fun. I enjoy doing that, and also making my own albums.
Hmm.
I've been working on that. We've been recording songs, so I'm gonna start doing that more. And also, I just joined a band a couple weeks ago, um, so I'm gonna start doing that more and try to get out playing in front of people with them. Uh, Acting opened the door to me that okay, I can be in front of people and do stuff, and it's okay. I don't have to just play guitar at home
Correct.
myself. So I'm putting it out there now. So I'm going to continue to do that more and more. I also just started playing music in nursing homes. So I'm going to try to do that more. I'm going to shoot for every other week to be in a nursing home somewhere playing music. So
Nice.
I'm going to try to keep all these things going and growing, the best
Correct.
that I
And,
can.
and one will open the door to another.
Hmm.
Um, I'm from Puerto Rico, and in Puerto Rico we have uh, musicians. They used to play in hotels, for example, and they were discovered there. You remember we were talking about the actors and
Yeah.
discover on the previous segments, but there was singers, great singers, but nobody were given the opportunity to be with a record label, and they were discovered there. And then a year later, they have their own band, and they were traveling the world
Mhm.
because you are working in projects and people need to see you. That is basically it. You need to be out there, people need to see you, and that will open many doors and
Mhm.
many doors and many doors, to the point then you can combine because they have many actors, they are musicians, and musicians, they're actors.
Yep.
Same thing, models then are actresses or actors, and vice versa, because they you can do both things. And that's a beautiful thing that you said, that you're going to go to the nursing homes, and it, you're giving, basically in that part, you're giving your talent to people in nursing homes. Then they're much needed because
Mhm.
sometimes they're alone, they are by themselves in life because they're being abandoned, or nobody not have anybody
Mhm.
else
Yep.
in the world. And this your music gonna bring some relief and guarantee and declare then they're gonna happen.
Mhm.
Then you're gonna see some transformation in people, and that transformation will bring back to you. You're gonna bring to the universe, and the universe going to bring some stuff to you. That
Absolutely. It all
guarantee.
goes around. Yeah.
That's
It
right.
does. Yeah.
That's right. And your social media, how we find you on the social media?
So as of right now, Facebook is the easiest one for me. That's the first one I've learned. So
Uh-huh.
I'll do
Yes.
that, and it's just under Chris Taylor on Facebook.
Okay.
Um, and then um, the other thing to check out on Facebook would
Mhm.
be Seed from a Tree Ministries.
Okay.
So that's my friend Justin Love,
Okay.
that's doing this, getting us together to put music in nursing homes. He's been doing
Yes.
it for a while, and I just started doing it with him. But Seed from a Tree Ministries is a great thing to look at if there's any musicians out there that would be interested in any amount of time they have to do it. You know, it's there's some nursing homes that have no budget for entertainment,
Hmm.
and I think it's really important. You know that it says a lot about society that helps out the older people in it. You know, so we need to try to do that as much as we can.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, that is basically, like I said, given to the world, and the world will, they're gonna bring and send you many projects that you're gonna grow and bring your music to other parts of the world. That's
Mhm.
gonna be amazing. Before we finish, your final thoughts, anything that you want to tell our audience?
Yeah, I'll just say, like we had talked about the rough parts of my life before, and I could tell you one thing that's changed how my life has been is uh, most of my life, and I think a lot of people do this, is their main goal is their job.
Yes.
I think so. You pick out a job as your goal, and the rest of your life kind of filters in to fit that goal. So I found out that for me, and I've benefited from this hugely, instead of my job being my goal, having a good life and doing what's right and helping people is the main goal of my life now in the last couple of years. And now I've gotten really cool jobs that just happen to fit that, so I've
Nice.
seeked out what having a good life and being positive. And then these other cool jobs have filtered in the acting, the music, the bike taxi business that I do is super fun. I get to travel the country and do it, at big festivals and football games. So by trying to pick out a way of life that's positive instead of job being the main focus, everything is kind of falling into place for me.
Awesome,
So,
awesome. Thank you, Chris, for being with us in this show,
mhm,
to bring your story. And we know out there people will listen, and they will, uh, our listeners always, they have somebody there, then they need to hear some words to help them to transition. And I know today we have that words through you, then they have people will change their life because it's volunteer. You decide to change your life, and that is the key.
Absolutely. And if anybody ever is in that position and needs to talk to someone, if you find me on Facebook, send me a message and I'd love to talk to you. So,
Awesome, awesome.
yeah,
Again, Chris, thank you for being with us in our show. And people, thank you for being with us in other season. This is our fourth season here on GKI Radio. And thank you. We appreciate you follow this show and also follow our work in the different industries that we are involved in the entertainment industry. Thank you for being with us in another Beeline to Passports. And remember, be a leader, rock the world, inspires others with your emotions in control. Good night.